Hello friends, and welcome of you with this new video of our course Secure Linux Machine. In this course, as I have told you, we will talk about the network. Now, usually the network is run by a file called netplan, or a folder actually it's called by netplan. This is the network configuration file. Now netplan have undergone a lot of changes in the past. I could remember 3 years. So far, the latest version format, especially in the format, how you can do the formatting of this file. So in the past 3 years, there was a good changes have happened to this, the format of this file. But now I'm telling you about the latest version, which is version number 2. And now it's March 2023. So whatever I'm gonna tell you is up till March 2023. And this is the latest version. Now by default, this file comes with the distros of the Ubuntu or the Linux. At least I know for sure it's coming with for the Ubuntu. You could find the file at this directory, etc netplan. You could find that file in there. And when you open the file, you will see this. This is the basic thing that you will see in here, with one exception. On a local device, most likely you will see NetworkManager. On a server, you will see only network D. So as I am using a local machine now, I am seeing NetworkManager. Now, by the way, you could find all about the netplan in this website, from where I am taking all this information from this website. So everything I'm going to tell you is coming from this website. Now there are two things, as I have said, the network manager and the network D, and there is a good deal of difference between them. You could use one for the local machine and the other one for the servers. So let's see, in the renderer here you could either use network manager or network D, and there is a good difference between them, how you set them up and how do they work actually, and how do they run your network, whether it's a local machine or it's a server. So there's a good difference, a big difference between them. For a network manager, the network manager will handle all the devices. It means it can give them the dynamic host configuration protocol. It will give them the IP address for all these devices. While in the network D, you need to specify in a file, in this directory, the configuration of each interface you're using, whether it's Ethernet, whether it's Wi-Fi, any other internet, VPN. All these interfaces, you need to configure them manually, and you will set it in the network D. This network D or network manager, you will notice in the renderer in here. Okay, so first of all, we will talk about the network manager. As I said, Ubuntu have this file by default, so you don't have to install it. But if you wish to install for whatever reason, if you lost it or if it's corrupted or whatever thing, you could just install it using this code. Now, the file, the network manager details. Okay, so this is for a Wi-Fi, and this version is for the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet. If you wish to apply a VPN, there is another version. This version, the network manager, will not work with the VPN. So what you need to install another version, which is either one of them. Either this or this one or this one. So this is the first difference in the network manager. So if you wish to work with the Ethernet or a Wi-Fi, you could use this version, which comes by default in the Ubuntu or in other Linux. But if you wish to use as well a VPN, then you need to download and install a specific version, a custom version, which is one of these three. Any one of them will work fine. Now there is one good thing about the network manager. There is one good thing about the network manager, that it has a genome, a network manager genome. You could install this genome with this command, but also most likely in Ubuntu you will find it. If you go to the system tray and you just play network, you'll see this thing. You'll see this. So this is the network manager genome that you could, it's called the NM applet genome. Network manager applet genome, okay? And it looks like this. It looks like this. It will mention all the interfaces, the two interfaces, the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi, which one is linked at the currently, and all the details about. If you could get the details about your connection with your device by clicking on this icon, and then you will see that all the details about this connection, whatever details is mentioned in here. So everything you could run, and you could change any details, and you could even add more interfaces like this by selecting any one of these interfaces. Okay, so this is how to run your network manager, and you're controlling your manager. One of the most important things that we can do with the network manager is that we change our IP address from DHCP, from Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, to a static IP address. This we can do with the network manager. Now, what is the IPv4? Let me give you some idea about the IPv4. It consists of these numbers with the CIDR number. Now, for example, 192.168.10.20 and then /24. Now, this part is called the network part, which is specified the particular network, the network I'm connected to. This is called the network part. Now, this part is called the host part, which identifies the device or the interface on your network. So either the device or the network or the interface on your network. And this is the one which is assigned to my device. This is the IP which is assigned to my device. Now, how about the CIDR subnet? The subnet means, if I type 24, that means the first 24 bits starting from the left will be assigned to the network part, on the network portion of the IPv4. And then the remaining 8 will be assigned to the host portion, to the host part. Okay, so this is the understanding of the 24. You could also set it to 32 as well as. So generally it will be assigned to 24. Now, let me show you how I can change and set my IP address of my local device to a static address. Now, if I type IP add, you could see here that I'm using a Wi-Fi, and this is the IP address. This is my IP address. This is 102. This is 102. Okay, now I want to set it. I go to the Wi-Fi IPv4. Now this is an automatic DHCP. Now, by default, the router will give me an IP for my device. I want to create a static IP. So I will go to the manual. I select, let's say, 103, 104, let's say, or 104. The net mask is the same. Now the gateway, as you know, the gateway is the same as IP, but it will start with only one, because the gateway usually starts with the first number from the 256. So we don't add this, we just say 1 at the gateway. And then we can, once we have done this, now this will be our static IP address. This will be our static IP address. We will save it. Now to make this configuration changing, we need to stop our network manager applying this code. We need to stop our network manager first. Now look at here, look, you could see in my Wi-Fi signal, it is there. Now my Wi-Fi signal is working. If I enter now, enter the password, as you can see here now, the Wi-Fi have gone, the Wi-Fi have gone, the Wi-Fi signal have gone. Now let us start again our network manager. Now we need to wait until the Wi-Fi, as you can see here now, the Wi-Fi signal is starting again. Here now we have got again back our Wi-Fi. Now let's check our IP address now. As you can see here now, our IP address have changed to 104. Now this is not a dynamic IP. Now this is a static IP. So this is how you can change your IP address to a static using the NM applet, the Network Manager applet. It's a very simple. Now obviously you could change any of other details in here. You could change them, whatever things you wish to change, you could all run from this Network Manager applet. Now before, there was another way to change and create a static IP address by going through the file itself, the file that I have just showed you, which was in this file, which we were doing things on the file, changing the file and then saving it. But from now on, you could do this through this entirely. Everything you can do here, and no need to access to that file. And it is not advised even though to change these things manually on the file after now. From now on, it's not advised to do this manually. Don't access to the net plan file and change these things. You could do it from the NM applet, the Network Manager applet. Okay, now if you wish to disable or enable the Now, if you wish to enable or disable the network manager altogether, you could use this command to enable or disable the network manager when it is at the rebooting. Now, any configuration that we have done in here, any configuration of our network manager, you can go there. Where you can find them? You can find them at this location. This is in this directory. There is one binary file. Actually, it's a binary file, so it's not easy to access to. But again, the configuration that we have changing right now, it was saved into a file in the directory. So this is all about the network manager, and it's a pretty simple thing. Now, in the next video, we will talk about the network D, which is our main goal of this course, is that we need to deal with our server, with the server, and how we can secure our server. We can do that using the network D, creating some files for each interface, and then place that file in the etc in this directory. That's what's the goal or the fruit of our course, is to secure our server, our Linux server. Thank you very much for watching this video.